we're going to Portland for my birthday, and also to compete in a Magic tournament. So that's awesome. It's a team sealed event, so I need to bring along 2 friends. So I brought along James, and I was going to bring you, by which I mean Graham, who's
yeah, you, the viewer at home.
And yeah, so it's team sealed, which is you open 12 packs. You have a very limited time to build 3 decks, and those decks all have to be 40 cards, like a normal limited deck. And then you play them against other teams. You sit all next to each other in row of 3, and you fight another team sitting across from you. And best 2 out of 3 games wins. Matches. Best 2 out of 3 matches wins. Yeah.
Paragon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A giant primate?
Yeah.
Another mark by honor?
Uh-huh.
Today we practiced. We did this, we've already done 1. We need to do a couple more, hopefully. Actually, we need to do a bunch more, but I don't know if we have the time. But so we're gonna sit down, we're gonna crack all these packs, and we're gonna build the best 3 decks that we can, and kind of time ourselves, I think, and just hone our skills.
So we built 2 sealed pools now, and I think I'm pretty happy with how the decks have turned out. We're just playing them against each other now, but I don't know. What do you think? I think we can do the building part. We have an hour to do it.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. I'm getting into this.
I can't do shit about that, so I will take 2. It's very early in the morning, and we're on the coho, and because the point of the not the point, but the sort of the conceit for why we're going to the GP is because it's Jared's birthday, so we're starting the morning with mimosas from a place that serves prepackaged English breakfast muffins.
There's terrible boat food available. Like the food on this ferry is not good. But maybe you come from a part of the world where there's no food on your ferries at all. So, you know, maybe we're just used to extreme decadence. But there was orange juice, and they had those little bottles of champagne that you could buy. Exotic for us because we can't get alcohol on our ferries in Canada. And so it was like, whoa, well, we could get one of these and one of these. It turned into mimosas, but it turned out mimosas were just on the menu. So sold, we're done. Mimosas.
It's 7:15 in the morning, and we've already been on this boat for, I don't know, like an hour. We've already gone through 1 sealed pool. We're on to our 2nd. We're getting ready. We've opened the Sliver Hive Lord. We're wacky. We're drinking. This should hopefully not be the circumstances of the GP, or we're gonna lose.
Don't drink and draft, kids. Listen to Patrick Chafin.
Okay.
No.
Come on, invasive species. Come on. Oh, it's fucking close.
Do. I know the feeling. I've had this happen to me a lot of times.
Oh no, I did this on purpose.
Like, I think you dropped them?
I don't know, but now I actually feel bad because if he did, he doesn't know I was just being a complete idiot.
So we have a panel at the GP, which was not our original plan. We came here to play, but we figured since we're going to be here, we would do this panel that they asked us to do. And in the fine tradition of us, we did not prepare as much stuff as we should have for the panel, so I've just been sitting in like a laptop zone working on a presentation for the thing so that we can have something other than just like, hello, ask us questions now.
I have something better to be signed on.
Oh, wow.
I write in it.
Yes, you can make it the world's best magic card.
Are you changing what Void Wielder does?
Oh, no.
So we have designed, I think, actually probably the best magic card of all time. It is James Turner. He casts for 1 and a blue. Trust me, that's a blue. You'll notice a little bird there. Now we'll get to that in a minute because it's very important. Creature type is it's spelt Dude Man, but it's very important to know that it's pronounced Dudeman. I'm a 0/7. and tap to put a 1/1 Flying Blue Stormcrow token into play. With the flavor text of "Eat a butt," and obviously we can now come back to the fact that that is a Stormcrow as a bit of a foreshadowing to the rules text there. I think it actually could see play in Standard, Legacy, Vintage,
But you know what?
Commander.
It won't, well, not in Commander in that capacity, because much like yourself, it is not legendary.
We've made it to downtown Portland in search for food, and I'm trying to make sure that we go in the right direction. I'm pretty sure any direction we go, we will find food, but I'd like to be reasonably sure. But my internet seems to be going fairly slow. I blame AT&T.
I'm scared.
We found a food cart pod, I guess they're called. It's really cool, actually. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's an entire city block that has no permanent structure on it. It's a parking lot, but the entire outside perimeter of the parking lot is food trucks facing out to the street. And it's clear that they are trucks in name only, because they don't actually move anywhere. In fact, there's one for sale there, implying that you get the location as well. And it's just a variety of different foods with a parking lot in the middle of it, and it's really cool. Jared and I, for our part, got bento boxes that are the size of a normal bento box, but the weight of a small house. So value for $7.50.
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know, like, if we do well, we do well, and if not, I play Legacy on Sunday, so sick. I feel like we know the format relatively well. We've got a good handle on it, and that's as much as we can hope for. So we'll go in, we'll build some decks, we'll sit next to each other, play some cards, maybe get shown on the big screen on your internets at home, and maybe not. And if we make day 2, bonus. If not, it'll be my birthday on Sunday, so I don't care.
Why are we awake at 7?
7. We were awake at 6:30.
Well,
Some of us
Because
were.
Magic sucks. Who invents a sweet game like Magic played by a bunch of people who relatively stay up late at night and then hold giant tournaments that start at 8 a.m.?
Alright, so I had an honest to God anxiety dream last night where there were 3 people on our team, but like someone had dropped out, or we just couldn't get someone because we were supposed to have 5. And I was looking around trying to find another player and trying to recruit someone. And eventually I got so frustrated I stole a sheet of alternates from the judge station. It's like I just couldn't figure out what was up. And there were a bunch of names from Victoria players, all Japanese players from Victoria, and there were 5 alternates there, and all of them had written their names down in Japanese, and all of them in English, in brackets, after their names, had written, "Will not play with Jeremy Petter." Well, we just registered a pool that we will not be using. It is stacked. There are 2 Planeswalkers in it, 3 Triplicate Spirits, 2 Raise the Alarm, 3 Lightning Strikes, 2 Heat Rays. It is disgusting. I'm hoping that on the off chance they rotate it back to us, because it's just insane. Chances of that happening very low. So.
Spirit tokens.
After that bonkers pool we registered, we got a pool that was not as bonkers. It had a Sliver High Lord in it, and and a Sliver Hive and a bunch of multi-lands. So yeah, we've made some decks. But I think that they're actually pretty good decks. My deck is the Graveyard deck, which uses Satyr Wayfinder to toss stuff in the yard. I'm going a little deep on it. I have an Endless Obedience in there to try and reanimate one of my 2 bombs after I mill it off, or just get it back later in the game. That could happen too.
Hopefully you're going to be okay.
I think a blue-white Flyers deck.
The deck seems pretty.
This thing is either going to win fast or lose fast, which that seems about my play style. So
all these, I think
it's pretty good.
Because I have a Reanimate and a ton of dual lands and an Evolving Wilds, the Sliver Hive Lord plan is not out of the question.
For my part, I have an almost mono red deck with green for Gather Courage, Living Totem, a Rune Claw Bear, and the activated ability of Kurd Chieftain. And I'm also running like a Phyrexian Revoker and a Bronze Sable. No, a Revoker and a Juggernaut and a Gargoyle Sentinel. Oh, and a Bronze Sable for 2 Scrapyard Mongrels. And then I've got like an Inferno Fist, a Lightning Strike, a Blast Firebolt, 2 Stoke the Flames, and yeah, nothing like no like crazy big bombs, but the deck comes out swinging, and hopefully we'll just beat you until you die from it.
Round 1 could have gone a little better. James and I both lost. Graham won. I went to game 3. I think James just lost in 2. I'm not entirely sure. But I thought we played well. At least I played well. James gave me some good advice, so that's nice. His round was over very quickly, but his deck is going to win or lose quick, so that's sort of normal. Yeah, I don't know. Graham and I both faced down like giant mythics that were scary, which that's awesome. We don't have any sort of way to answer that. So yeah, I thought we did as well as we could have done.
Round 3 saw us up against Team Brazil, PV, and 2 of his buddies whose names I actually can't remember, unfortunately.
One of them was also Paolo.
One of them was also Paolo, apparently. It didn't go super well. We lost the round. I won my match against PV, so I felt that was pretty good. That was a pretty good confidence booster. Yeah, so it was fun to play against some of the best in the world. It's a little unnerving, but hey, we got out of it pretty well, I think.
I mean, he just finished 24th at the Pro Tour last week.
Yeah, 24th at the Pro Tour finish. So I'll take that one all day. Of course, at the end of the 4th round, I went and talked with Marshall, and Luis happened to be there. And I told Marshall that I'd beat PV, and Luis basically ruined it for me and said that's nothing anymore. So. What a jerk. Snap. Game 3, it got to the point where he had built up a pretty big landmass. He had 5/5 Trample, he had a Tinker, he had a Wayfinder, a Bronze Sable. So he was looking pretty good, and I padded my life up to like 30 or 35 at that point. And I had a couple flyers in play, as well as the Illusionary Angel. Got him down to 5. Played out the blue Paragon and swung in for 5 with the Angel. He had it out. He had used his Plummet earlier, but he also had a Hornet Queen. So I knew if he drew that, it was game over. I wouldn't have actually come back from that at all. So I was pretty happy he didn't draw it.
Didn't he have 2 Plummets that game?
Did he have 2?
So James is going to game 3. I lost my game. Graham won his game. There is like 45 seconds left on the clock. This is bad because if we draw, then we're basically out.
Round 6 was a pretty interesting match all around. I was up against blue-white, like green-white, super aggressive Cathars, Raise the Alarms, Triplicate Spirits. I won the first game because my opponent got sort of stuck on land. Game 2, I lost because he went Triplicate Spirits, White Paragon, hit you for 18. That was unfortunate. And then game 3, I was able to sort of dance around the Cathars and the sanctified charges and was able to get through there with 2 Stoke the Flames to the head. Jeremy unfortunately lost his round against Mono Red, and it all came down to James in game 3 of their match, like with a minute left on the clock starting off. There'd been a judge call, so we had a couple extra minutes. It went to turns, it went to the 5th turn, and then the game wasn't over, and so it came to this decision of either we draw and both teams end up with a record of 3-2-1, which is not good enough for day 2, or one team concedes to the other team, and then one team has a chance and the other team is out. And so after some back and forthing, we decided to just concede the match to them, and we're gonna go and get food instead.
In round 3, we went up against PV and his 2 Brazilian friends, and when we sat down at the table, they started speaking in a language that we don't speak ourselves. We made a joke that, oh man, would it be great if we actually spoke French, as we are Canadian, we probably should be able to, but we don't. At which point they were just like, oh no, we speak French too, and we're like, oh, okay, well great. So I'm here with Toby, level 5 judge, correct? So this man is gonna hopefully have the answer for us. I'm really curious, if a device existed, a hearing aid type device, that translated any language into your native language, would that be allowed to be used on site? What do you think? Obviously this is technology that doesn't exist yet, but if it was to happen, where do you think you guys would land on something like that?
That's pretty cool. I think that ultimately we would. All it does is translate. It doesn't,
all it does is, yeah.
I'd be really nervous because I don't think such a device would exist that doesn't also connect to the internet.
Fair.
Which would be an issue. From a hypothetical standpoint of just a device, a random pocket device that only did translation and everything else, that might be okay.
Okay.
Which means teams would have to learn a language that didn't exist.
Which would make it really
kind of cool if they had to suddenly learn Esperanto or something.
Sure, yeah.
But the odds are pretty good that any device that capable is capable of other stuff that would be really problematic.
Okay, that's fair.
We went to Voodoo Doughnuts earlier today. It's Portland. You go to Voodoo Doughnuts, you get some donuts. The line was that of a Disneyland ride. It took us like 25 minutes to get inside the place. And then when I got in there, I discovered that it was $13 for a dozen donuts. So the combination of the weight, which added perceived value, and the actual value of the thing, meant that I got 13 donuts, or 12 donuts for $13 at what at the time was like 10:30 p.m. I don't want to eat this many donuts right now. I'm just gonna have to like take them to the coverage booth or something tomorrow and be like, eat my stuff, because I have all these extra donuts now.
So we didn't make it to day 2, so we're jamming some side events. Jeremy is off firing his legacy event. Me, Graham, and Mike are about to win a box seal, which should be a lot of fun. We filmed our little bit with the Fireball guys this morning. It went really well. And yeah, I've been up for a really long time because I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I'm sleepy. But I'm excited to play more Magic. Whee!
It's Mike and Tifa. How was your weekend?
It was good. We did really well in side events.
Yeah, we played a lot of side events.
A lot.
Nice.
I can't remember how many. I know it was constant. And in the main event, we did not do so well, but that's okay. We had a lot of fun.
We did. We had a lot of practicing beforehand, which was really nice. I think it prepped us for this. We had a guy that coaches pretty hardcore about everything, and he even issued fake game losses to us during practices.
Yeah. So we had no mistakes on our deck registration.
No, we did not.
Which we're very proud of.
That's right. We were ready for that mid-match deck check. Upside, this is the first event we got to play since leaving Wizards.
Yes, it's been 4 years since I have been at a GP, and I feel very great to be back.
Yeah, it's been a blast. But I am ready for my comfy bed.
Ribbit. Yeah. We are playing No Land Pack Wars. It's fucking 2 a.m. We just literally got finished drafting for the last 3.5 hours, and Jared gets inside, And he's like, James, fight me. And I'm like, are we not done with this game yet? Apparently we're not, so.
I don't believe you can mill yourself out.
You can mill yourself out?
How much?
Let's find out.
Okay, targeting me?
Yeah.
How many is this again?
7. Jesus! Fucking Christ! Okay, well that doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about that. Sure. Okay, so now that's your deck again.
Is it?
Yeah, I think once your deck is gone...
No, I'm pretty sure you just don't draw anything. I think you're just done.
Oh, you just don't draw anything? Yeah. Alright, sounds cool. What am I at? I'm at 18, right?
Yeah.
Crow, the Johnny's Pride Mate, Tinkerer. Okay, my pack is way better than your pack.
Yes. Significantly better than my pack.
This pineapple, he's my friend. I was planning on making him my third for the team seal, but they wouldn't let him get DCI registered because he doesn't have hands. His name is Jerry.